Don't Wake Me.
Hey.
Come on, right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Let's do it. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen.
How about that?
Thank you for Hey, that was some great intro music, which coincides with our special guest that we have on today, and that's kind of where we go back to him doing a track, and he was gracious enough to accept the title that I suggested for that particular track. Don't Wake Me.
Don't Wake
It made me feel like I was having a great dream that I didn't want to end. You know what I mean? Mother is here. Hey, Mom. Thank you. Come on in. I love you. Perfect attendance. My Aunt Flo. Florence Little is joining us. I love you, Aunt Flo. Thank you for joining us today. Who else is here out there? Whether you're joining us via YouTube, Facebook, Spotify on the replay, Apple Podcasts on the replay, Twitch Live on the replay.
Everybody.
Yeah. Everybody.
We're all here.
Yeah, today's September 9th, 2025.
Yeah, it's about to be Halloween, man. October's almost here.
Yeah, they definitely selling the products.
Yeah. Speaking of selling the products, right on time.
Yeah. How does
he said, huh?
Yeah, I'm that good.
Somebody call me?
Yeah, my brother Matt is here. Smooth Sales, former guest of the platform. Come on in.
Natalia, how you doing?
Come on in. Former guest of our platform. Trading
Drummer extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm. Bass guitar.
Yeah.
Vibraphones. Yeah. Whatever instrument, she picks up, she gonna play it.
That's right.
Thank you all
That's
for
right.
joining us. How's everybody doing? Let us know how your week has been going so far. It's
And how
another
your
Tuesday.
weekend? How your weekend went?
Yeah, how your weekend went, how your week is going so far, man. And this is something I've grown accustomed to doing. Every Tuesday is congregating with family, extended
Mhm,
family, friends,
mhm.
members of our community. It's almost like a little midweek, even though it's Tuesday and not Wednesday, but it's a little boost for you for the rest of
Yeah.
your week. We have a discussion, whether topics cover entrepreneurship, topics about life, topics about health, wellness. It's just a
Mhm.
great conversation that's designed to help us all better ourselves
Yeah,
along
yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So, yeah, no shortcuts with Midas and Fame, ladies and gentlemen. There
We
you go.
here.
We
What's up,
here.
man? How was your weekend?
This weekend.
Tell us
Okay,
about
so
yours.
yeah, so this weekend was a little scaled back, man. Saturday, I had Thomas Hunter from the chairman of the board
What up?
join me under the Mellow Groove umbrella because Brandon had he had something already booked before I
Mhm,
confirmed this particular thing with him. But anyway, we did a staff party for Max Abilities, York
mhm.
County. Shout out to Mr. Two Chops out there, aka Regis. Shout out to Tanya who extended the call to us, man. And we're doing their Savor the Flavor event in October, but they
Mhm.
wanted us to do their staff party as well. So that was pretty cool, man. Just a fun evening with the staff and employees of Max Abilities. It was catered by Moe's. They had enough food to send us home with the
Hey.
box of food, snacks. They had the water. I'm gonna have that Ryder Wright famous.
That's right. Get
And
the
and they
Mo's.
my last name was spelled Harrison, but check still cleared. So
That's what they did to it.
yeah, I let them know before
Oh,
I left. Hey, and
yeah.
shout out to rest in peace to Coach Jones from high school, man. Because my boys, my best friends from high school back in the day, they was giving me grief about this yesterday. But Coach Jones, he was one of the football coaches.
Mhm.
Also had study hall, but he always called me Harrison when he called in a roll. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Coach Jones. But that's crazy how the check had Harrison on it, and I'm like, I let the lady know. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just letting you know,
Yeah.
it's Harrison, not Hardison. But I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in the Dropbox and everything, and it
Yeah.
cleared. I looked, it cleared. So
It's when it
yeah,
helps to
yeah.
have a good relationship with your bank. They know what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They know what it is.
Collaboration. And Sunday, I was at Mount Dewell Baptist Church. I had to tiptoe out a few minutes early, but I let Reverend Booker know and Deacon Charles. Those are the main points of contact. But I had a Brandon and I again Mellow Groove event duo. We had an event. The local fall vendor market was held here in Rock Hill for local vendors, but right at the campus of Lake Wiley Brewing Company. So we were outside, man, with the vendors. They had all types of stuff, like whether they made handcraft soap or
Mhm.
you made some type of cakes or you made beads or you made watches, whatever the case. Food truck out there. So it was just something to something. Is Coach Jones didn't pass? If so, I'm sorry. I take that back. If so, I think we were trying to
Ooh,
figure
that's a
out in the thread.
fine. That's a
Yeah,
$5 fine.
that's
That's a
that's a
$5 fine.
fine.
You put somebody in.
Yeah, yeah. I think, and me and Dwayne and Boyd were talking, and we were trying to figure it out. So if I prematurely said that, I so apologize.
Mm,
I so apologize. The main point was that my name was Harrison, and he used to call me Harrison
yeah.
in study hall and all of that. But so if so, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it was great. It was great, man. Those days in study hall, they used to give me a hard time and laugh at me, and they still call me Harrison sometimes in the group thread.
Yeah.
So I just take it with a grain of salt. It's one of those things that was etched, in
Yeah.
stone. But so we had a great time Sunday. Shout out to Lake Wiley Brewing Company. Shout out to Taya and Brittany over there and
Mhm.
everyone. Oh, he has been sick. Okay, so yeah, so maybe we didn't get to the nitty gritty, Mom. I apologize. I know you right there in the area. So yeah, so we stand corrected. We stand corrected. But much love and prayers then
Mhm.
to Coach Jones,
Thoughts and
man.
prayers to Coach Jones.
Yes, yes, yes. So, but yeah, so Monday, as usual, man, it's a time of reset, back to school and all of that stuff. And Tuesdays is where we congregate as no shortcuts with Midas and Fame,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
Midas and Fame and James about to come up.
And James, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna definitely bring him up shortly, man, and catch up
Yeah.
with him and what he's had going on. And we definitely want to give him a chance to promote, where you can find his stuff, man.
Mhm.
He's got music, James F. Masters, simply enough,
That's it.
So wherever
Easy to
you listening
find.
to, it's super easy to find. So yeah, whether you're on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or what,
Mhm.
probably
Mhm.
SoundCloud, whatever streaming service you use for your music, definitely be sure to follow him and support and check him out. We played some of the music at the top of the program, so
Mhm.
and then oftentimes you can just listen to his music and come up with your own visuals in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just let
that's
it
the
be
beauty of
the soundtrack to whatever you got going on, and you can
yeah.
freestyle the
Make
rest.
your own story. Make your own story listening to it, and
Absolutely,
that's the
man.
beauty of instrumentals. Sometimes you get lost in them, and you kind of just come up with your own concepts. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a full plate this weekend, man. First off, I got sick during the week. Like I think Tuesday I was cool. Wednesday I woke up Wednesday, started with the little
Yeah,
throat. I was
that's been
like,
going
uh-oh.
around.
Yeah, it's been going around. Starting to feel a little bad. I was supposed to do a live stream with Dominic Wednesday night for
Okay.
our AI accelerator course. And
Yes.
I told him, man, I can't do it tonight because by Wednesday night it had already gotten full blast, so I couldn't do it. But he
Uh-huh.
held it down and did it without me last Wednesday. But I'll be back on there tomorrow. But then
Okay.
Thursday, I was really trying to focus on getting ready for the weekend because I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday gigs. But by the
Uh,
time Thursday hit, I was like, no good, man, no good.
mm,
Friday, I had a wedding in Charleston, still, sneezing and sniffling and blowing my nose all every 30 seconds, so it was
yeah,
rough.
it's that time of year. It's
It
that
was
time of
rough. I
year.
was trying to, to drug up so I can at least get the symptoms down. So,
Right,
it's
right.
not so obvious,
Drug
but
drug up to get the symptoms down.
yeah,
Bars.
yeah,
Okay.
but it was a rough one. But funny thing happened at this wedding, man. So all like throughout the planning process, the bride had been a little bit hard to get a hold of, right? Like
Uh-huh.
she hadn't really been giving me a whole lot as far as what they're trying to do, who,
Uh,
what the vibe is and all that kind of stuff. So
mm-hmm.
she's supposed to send me. Oh, the last time I spoke to her, which was like a week before, she was like, "Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna send you this playlist. That'll be, had a lot of our favorite songs on it, so you can kind of get a feel for it." I'm like, "All right, cool, let's
Mm-hmm.
go." Didn't give me
Mm-hmm.
anything. I get there and I see the groom is Mexican.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of his family there, a lot of Well,
And,
I
and
knew he
you,
was Hispanic some kind of way. I didn't know Mexican at the
right,
time, but I was like,
right.
yo, nobody told me that half the crowd was going to be Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
That
would
would have
like to
helped with your
prepare for
preparation.
that because it
Absolutely.
depends on if you're Puerto Rican, Colombian, Mexican. Even if you are Mexican, there's different genres within, like subgenres within that. Like, this is stuff I should have known. Like when one side of the family is
Right.
doing all the planning, they're not really
Yeah.
taking into consideration the other
The
side.
other side,
So I was like,
culturally and
oh
things like that as
man.
well, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I spent, the first little bit just observing people and I realized they were Mexican. I was like, all right, so they're Mexican. I started digging into my bag to get,
Hmm.
from my last Mexican wedding, which was probably earlier this year, getting some of the hits that I know would work with them and stuff like that. And then we're already wedding's over, reception's happening. They about to cut the cake, do speeches and stuff. I go say something to the bride about what we're about to do, and she says, "Oh, I need to find my phone so I can send you that playlist."
Oh my
This
gosh.
is during the wedding. Now she wants to send me that. She
Wow.
wants to
During
send
the wedding?
like during the party, the reception.
Man, that's
Like what I
wild.
said at this point, most likely the stuff I already had anyway, and there's
Right.
not much I could do with it. But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
ended
What are
up,
you supposed
everybody
to do
had
at
a
that
good
point?
time. Even like the Mexican side, they were having a blast because they weren't expecting that I was going to be able to cater to them
Right.
too. And even the bride's
Right.
mom was like, "Yo, you totally killed this," and I was like, "That's what I do." Like I just got to be ready for whatever, man. Just got to be ready
Yeah.
for whatever. And I started
Wow.
pulling up like the Mexican line dances and all that stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they ended up having a blast. But it was just
That's
like
good.
no preparation at all, but just had to freestyle it for 3 hours pretty much, and
Yeah.
everybody had
Yeah.
a good time, man.
Yeah.
And then
Preparation is key, man.
yeah, yeah, it is. And then
Gosh.
Saturday was the opposite. They gave me they overshared. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was in Statesville.
Uh-huh.
And this one, she found me on Instagram. This is how she found me. So she already knew what I do and what the vibe is.
Good.
But it was crazy, man. They went nuts all night long. Everybody, all the dudes had their shirts off at the end of the night. So it was a good party. It was a good party. I was starting to feel better by Saturday. I felt
Uh-huh.
good. Like on the ride home Friday night, symptoms were starting to, finally go away. And then
Okay.
I started
Okay.
feeling better for Saturday. And then Sunday, I had the event at Elevation Church, the block party
Yeah.
outside in the parking lot, which was
When
pretty cool.
you went deep in your gospel bag, according to
Yeah.
Thomas
Not
last week,
really. Not really. It was
Yeah,
mostly, family. They wanted to do, line dances. They wanted to do
yeah.
the electric slides and the boots
Uh-huh.
on the ground.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
And
some of
that's
the,
the
some of the
fun
Christian
stuff.
ones too. Like I
Yeah,
forgot my man's
absolutely.
name. It's a Christian artist. I can't think of
Okay.
his name. Forrest Frank. Forrest Frank.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
got a couple
Okay.
songs out that the kids have like dances to. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
nice. All right.
Like probably
Yeah.
from TikTok. They probably learned it off of TikTok and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you know how
But
that goes.
just all like positive. He's kind of Lecrae-ish,
Yeah,
but just all
yeah.
positive
That's what I was
energy.
thinking.
And they
Lecrae,
had like
cool.
some dances to go with like two of his songs. So it was a lot of that
All
going
right.
on. But it was just 2 hours.
Okay.
They had a good time and took it to the crib. Took it to
Very
the
nice. Well,
crib,
I'm glad
man.
it worked out, man. Because
Yeah,
if
yeah, it worked out
I
well.
would have done that with you had I not already been
Yeah.
booked for the Lake Wiley Brewery. But
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
next time
Yeah,
it'll
for
line up where
sure.
I can
For
join you out
sure.
there and entertain.
Yeah, that'll
You
be
know,
great, man. I needed you for this
absolutely.
one.
Just to keep the crowd engaged
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hype them a little bit for sure. For
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna turn this thing over to you, man, because
Okay.
we have an important guest that's been waiting patiently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Well, our guest today is not a stranger to the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
platform or to our community. He's been on our show at least twice before. Once
Hmm.
as a guest, and then once with a collaboration of guests. To do a recap. But he's a faithful member of our community over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
No Shortcuts community. He recently sent me some music, and we had an opportunity to collaborate, and we're gonna probably let you guys check it out exclusively here in just a
World
little
premiere,
bit.
premiere, 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 premiere.
Yeah, yeah. So make sure you, before we proceed, make sure you share this amongst your friends. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. So you can
Hmm.
hear this
Hmm.
exclusive right here. But ladies and gentlemen, he's a music producer, a visual artist, and he
Hmm.
was a 2023 Hollywood Independent Music Award nominee. Without any
Yeah.
further ado, help us make some noise as we bring on none other than James F. Masters, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. James
Yeah,
F.
Hey
Masters.
guys.
yeah,
Hey guys, what's
yeah.
up, community? How y'all doing?
Man, we're doing great. We're doing great. It's a pleasure to have you back. Join us
On
live once
screen.
again
I know you're
on
always heavy.
Yeah,
screen.
You're
thanks for
heavy in the
having me.
chat. I'm glad you're on screen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So what's been going on with you, James, since the last time? I can't remember the last time it was that you were on. I think it was when we had Juan. Juan was on and Rhonda and
Hmm.
James at the same time. That's
Yeah.
been a
I
while.
think it
That's
was
been a while.
end of the year, your end of the year show or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right.
Hmm.
That's right. Okay. Okay. So so this is 4 times then. You might have the record. Either you or Juan's got the record. Brian's got
All
number.
right,
I think
cool,
Brian's been on like twice, 2 or 3 times. Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. But let us know what you've
Oh
been up
man,
to. I know you've been releasing music constantly. You know.
kind of trying to had to restart beginning of the year had a weird distribution issue that popped up to where I had stuff just disappear off of Spotify
I
Mm.
and
remember that.
all the major platforms. You can still find it on YouTube
Uh-huh.
and other social media, but a lot of stuff just vanished, and I got no explanation from that
Really?
distributor.
Okay.
So then
Okay.
I switched up
Wow.
and kind of started anew. So when people look up my name, they're going to find different different YouTube pages,
Okay.
and there is Spotify, but now I'm on Beatport as well, which was something that I really wanted because that's more
Mm-hmm.
uh, for electronic dance music,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was an issue I had with the last distributor too, because it
Really?
was so hard to get it on there. Um, I had to basically, well, I had to basically start a label, but it's kind of like just a label in name, honestly, at the moment,
Yeah.
just to get it on there. But it's there. I've got stuff on there now,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm pretty happy
is
about
that
that.
was that a requirement for you to get your music uploaded? They wanted like an actual record label situation?
Well, for Beatport, yeah, they want
Beatport.
a
Okay.
label. That's how they put stuff up there. Um,
Yeah.
but that's okay. It was something that I thought about doing, and I got to
Yeah.
dig in deeper. But oh man,
Well,
it's been a busy
yeah.
last couple of years for a variety of reasons.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, restarting musically, it kind of was
Yeah.
neat because I was using a lot of sampling before, and I still use
Mhm.
it, but I got back into more synthesizer, like really delving into programming everything.
Uh-huh.
And because I got so used to being on the producer end of it that I almost kind of forgot,
Yeah.
what it was like to really delve in and create this stuff. And I had to refine that footing again. But
Yeah.
it is like riding a bike, though, in the sense that
Absolutely.
if you did it enough times before,
Mhm.
you're gonna
Yeah.
once you get back into that groove, you're like, oh yeah, okay, here I am again. All
Yeah.
right, I remember
Yeah,
this.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Oh, of
mean, you
course.
do it all the time, Jerry, because you're used to playing regularly. Just like Travis
Yeah.
is used to mixing all the
Mm-hmm.
time. I mean,
Uh-huh.
there's certain things
Yeah.
that
Yep.
me, it
Yep.
was the producer end. It was really just
Yeah.
putting, everything together. Um,
Mhm.
and it had switched before from being the person that was just, taking the 4 track back in the day and, on a workstation,
Yeah.
synthesizer workstation and effects
Yes, sir.
processor and some basic stuff before they really started pumping out software for the masses, the DAWs for the masses. And
Mm-hmm.
even then, if you wanted something that was inexpensive and you
Mhm.
were an average producer person, you need to go some basic stuff that you could find at any electronics store,
Mm-hmm.
That's
on
true.
their rack.
That's true.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying?
drum machines and things of that nature.
And it was cool. I mean, it was good. It was good based stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I kind of switched off that stuff, and I had sold a lot of my physical equipment because I was
Uh-huh.
helping. Part of it was to help a younger brother who wanted a
Okay.
drum set, so I sold off my
Okay.
workstation.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow, that's awful
and
nice of
then
you.
Yeah.
friends who wanted some other equipment, like the 4 track and the effects processor, that were spending more time because I had switched gears and was doing more visual stuff at the time, and
Mhm.
I didn't really have any, not the success I wanted to have at the time musically.
Right.
Going from an industrial, uh, electronic industrial style to
Uh-huh.
more of the techno industrial style.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. It's you know how life can go in these different
Yeah. Yeah.
evolutions where
Yeah.
you come back around to something you had done before. So now here I am again back around to what I did
Yeah.
before,
Yeah. It
except there's
happens
kind of
like
a
that
happy
sometimes.
medium because
Uh-huh.
it's a combination of the two things, the producer side and using this digital, the DAWs and this digital equipment that exists now that's more for your computers than anything else. Um,
Yes.
as well as different synthesizers. And I'm loving the different equipment that's out there now that is
Uh-huh.
tailored for
Mm-hmm.
producers that
Yeah.
you can get out and get these tiny little pieces of equipment and you can plug it
Mm-hmm.
right in.
Yep.
Yeah, and some are vintage. I mean, if it's something like you want a certain sound or a certain warmth or what have you, Some of those
Yeah,
like
yeah,
hardware pieces are vintage, even though you have the access to the computerized, components and things like that. But sometimes it's a certain sound you might need a little hardware, a little piece, for whatever it is that you're doing. So,
Yeah.
and life and art. They say life imitates art, right, or vice versa. So we all have like some things in life that we kind of take a break from time to time, and I think
Hmm.
that coincides with art. Like sometimes you just pivot, or you may try a new style, and then but you always end up to where you're supposed to be. But it's all right to venture out for
right,
sure. Yeah, yeah. It's
Hey, on a
exploring.
right.
That's what art. Hmm. Go ahead.
And you
I'm
tend to
sorry.
have a bigger and better understanding
Hmm.
of what you had done before and where you are then now. At that point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
Yes.
you kind of got to look at all those different previous facets,
Hmm.
and the different times that you're going back and forth or whatever it was. And even when you come back around, there you are with this new understanding of what you're doing.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and you grow from it. You really do.
Absolutely.
Um,
Then you can combine some of the techniques together. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it as well. When you can
Mhm.
combine techniques that you learn along the way, and you figure out where you can apply certain things for your overall production. I think that's pretty
oh,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
like
Oh, yeah.
that.
James, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you a question. You mentioned using the DAWs. Now, what is your DAW of choice and why?
Uh, was it Ableton? Ableton. I've
Ableton.
pronounced
Okay.
it both. I've heard
Ableton.
different people say it
Hmm.
different ways. So, that's the one that I've gotten into the most
Hmm.
because producers like David Guetta tend to use it,
Hmm.
and other like producers will use that software quite a
Yeah.
bit. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty good and versatile. You can get a lot of plugins for it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, they themselves will, give away free plugins. There's a whole to where even some of that older equipment, you can get all like Roland Juno sounds, just
Oh
different
yeah.
sounds from different synthesizers,
Hmm.
Yeah.
different
Classic.
keyboards, even classic electric pianos. You can get
Oh
as a
yeah.
plug-in sound
Okay.
for them. So that's kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like again, some of those sounds are just vintage and classic. I like for instance the Roland excuse me, the Yamaha DX7 electric
Oh yeah,
piano was very
oh
popular. I
yeah.
would like to say in the late 80s, early 90s in R&B records and some gospel records, but it's hard to find a sound that can duplicate that Yamaha DX7 sound. So, yeah, yeah,
No,
a lot of
it had a unique sound quality to
mhm,
it. It really
mhm.
did. The way it resonated, all the sounds resonated,
Yeah,
and certain ones
yeah,
that, like what you're talking about, showing up on all those records of the late '80s, early '90s.
yeah,
Um,
that
it,
pretty
it,
electric piano.
yeah, I mean, it was a prerequisite, I think, at the
Yeah,
time for any song that was coming out that was in those genres that
yeah,
you had to have that
you
sound
had to
because it
have
was
it.
so. Yeah, it was just such a catchy and resonant sound quality. It was just a
Yeah,
wonderful thing.
yeah, and I think there's different periods or different eras, right, where certain sounds dominated, or like for instance, the '70s, you had to almost have live strings.
Yeah,
Like it was a lot of
yeah.
disco, but if you were doing that style, you had to have some type of live strings in there, and things. So
Oh
there's
yeah.
certain sounds that dominate certain eras of music, but and those sounds being vintage, of course. So yeah, that's great, man. That's great. So yeah, we wanted to talk about collaboration today, and the importance of collaboration, and on a
Hmm.
lighter note, I consider like a year ago when you had posted the song that we played at the top of the program. You had it posted on your social media, and you were just like, I don't have a title for this yet, and I don't know if you asked for titles, but I just was thinking, I listened to it with the understanding you didn't have a title, and I was like, hey man, Don't Wake Me is kind of what I'm hearing, or what I'm, because of how the track's making me feel. It's kind of like a dreamy state, but
Hmm.
the idea of enjoying the music in a dreamy state, I came up with "Don't Wake Me." So that would be our first potential possible collaboration. But would you like to tell our audience about our most recent collaboration?
Sure, sure. As you mentioned, yeah, it was a year or so ago that first song, and yeah, I did ask the question, if anybody wanted something, and or had an idea of it, and you did come up with that. Well, that kind of I like that idea. I like that because I've worked with people in the past before, been in different
Mhm.
bands, different styles of bands, punk
Yeah,
rock, like real hardcore punk rock, to electric, oh, like late '80s, early '90s electronic combinations, like oh, I don't know, my brain's going blank with it.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
But
uh,
yeah, I get
the
it.
fact, just it sprung some good ideas. Just a simple little moment in time of coming up with a title, and then you
Mhm.
got into a discussion at another period. I think it was on your show
Okay.
about collaborations
Yeah.
and. Um, Something that was going on, some clips that you guys have played, some songs that you have played, like different things popped into my head one
Uh-huh.
afternoon, evening, and after these different things had been in there, I went,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let's go with this. And what happened was a song poured out.
Hmm.
Um, and really, it poured out in just a matter of hours. And I just kind of fiddled around with it and said, okay, hey, here, check this out. What do you
Uh-huh.
think? Um, and then you stewed on it, you thought about it, and of course, man, you've been super busy with multiple things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
God is good.
That's
Uh-huh.
that's some timing. It's good because
Absolutely.
it fit. It really fit in the end. Because after a little bit, I remember you got a hold of me and said, "Hey, how about this change in the beat? Um,
Mhm.
I'd like a little change up." I'm like, "Cool, all right, a little bit of collaborative effort here," and it was great because there were
Absolutely.
pieces of it, because I smacked this initial rough draft out the way I
Hmm.
did.
Hmm.
Um, so then I got in there and made some adjustments
Hmm.
because you know what, that other look, how you gonna make, how are you gonna sing to it, rap to it, do something unless it's
Right.
really gonna cater to you.
Right. That's
Um,
true.
Made these little adjustments and then got it back to you and again, you had a lot of stuff going on, but it was good because those different musical projects that you were working on,
Uh-huh.
it fit with the theme of this song because
Absolutely.
I tried to think of the kind of music because you were chairman of the board, and then Mellow Groove's got its own,
Yeah.
it's got its own sound, man. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
definitely have your own sound, and it's
Absolutely. Thank you.
so kind of like try to get all that in plus my own style
Uh-huh.
and you sat on this and kept apologizing, which was no need for it, man. There was nothing even to be sorry. No, I mean, listen, he kept getting a hold of me like, man, I'm sorry, I'm so busy. I'm like, there
Yeah.
is nothing to
Yeah.
be apologizing for. You're busy,
Hmm.
man. That's a good thing. Um, and then just you got the time, and all of a sudden you're like, not too long ago, you're like, all right, man, I'm working on this. I've got
Hmm.
this. You had stuff in your mind for a while. You've been telling me, and then
Yeah.
you dropped these lyrics in there and these pieces, and I'm like, holy crap, you sent me this copy. And to be honest with you, I kind of set it aside.
Mm.
So it's like, it was like a whole new song to me, not
Wow.
just in general, because you know how
Yeah.
you work on something, you set it aside, and you don't hear it for a while.
Right.
And
Right.
it's almost like it's a new song to you. Like, wait, I did this? Because sometimes you have that moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Juan.
and then you jumped in with this and dropped these like oh man, I mean all these different facets to it that not only fit it but and adhere to your style. But then I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, holy crap, man, this is like jumping into some different territories of different
Yeah.
genres that I didn't even like, wasn't even thinking about. I'm like, and
Yeah.
it fits, and it like totally just jived. And yeah, it had a really a variety of feelings that came out of that because like holy
Nice.
cow, wow,
Yeah.
man, he came up with this. Holy crap. And, and you made it, no, I mean, you made it out like you were worried about, like, what am I going to do with this? Because it was
Yeah.
out kind of out of
Yeah.
your wheelhouse a
Well,
little bit.
that's the artist in me. I'm just gonna jump in. So, I've never written to or delivered vocals on an EDM style track prior to doing this collaboration. And then you also told me in our initial talks that some of it was inspired from like Goldfinger and me being Midas and just the elements of that. And then so I asked you too. I remember asking you. I'm like, so the vocal sample that you have in there, what are they saying exactly? I thought I had an idea, but I wanted to confirm it with you. And you was like, saying you're so good, and you also complimented my personality and my character with what the words the hook was saying. So that helped me establish some type of footing on the direction that I wanted to take. And we as of now, and it's going to probably remain. The title is will title later because
It weirdly
I couldn't.
fits.
Yeah, because after listening to it and different sections of the song and certain things I'm saying, nothing really was like a sure thing. Like, what should the title be? So, in order to just send it back to you, I had to title it something, and I titled "Will Title Later."
Yeah.
But as I've sat with that, I feel like that should just be the title of the track, man. And so I would like to say thank you for asking me to collaborate. I've done some other things for uh, members of our community and things of that nature, but this is my first time. Was my first time performing and writing to an EDM style beat, and I added that section at the end, which you were cool with. I just envisioned a moment in the stadium where people could just have a little moment to just go crazy for a minute, So, but before we preview it, I would just like to ask you guys why and you can for our audience, why is collaboration important?
Talk back to us. Talk back to us in the chat about collaboration. That's what this
Yeah, and I
episode is
would,
all about. We have
yeah,
two behemoth musicians
yeah,
here, and they decided to
yeah,
come together and collaborate on some good music. And
yeah.
this is what we believe in here. We
But
believe
I
in
but I want you
collaboration.
guys to answer. I want you guys to answer as well while they answer. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I mean, for
Why is
me, it's
collaboration?
important to always just for inspirational purposes first off, right? So like just like you guys are talking, like you heard something that inspired you and vice versa, like you can open up some different ideas and some different avenues by taking it
Uh-huh.
outside of yourself and say, hey man, like take a listen to this and see what you think about it. And even if
Mm-hmm.
that means actually working on it together or just giving feedback on it, that's still a
Yes.
form of collaboration. You could still say, hey man, I think you should take these drums and do that. That's collaborating. Even if I'm not working on that record, I can still give
Yes.
some feedback on it. And that's just kind of get you outside of your own head of maybe not hearing something the way that the audience is going to hear it, and it kind of
Uh-huh.
opens up the doors a little bit more exposure, like Matt Hardison said too.
Yeah. Are you guys hearing something in the background,
Hmm.
like a TV or something?
It's
Any
not a
idea what that
TV. I
might be?
think it's coming from because it's coming every time you speak, so it's something with your headphones, I
Really?
believe.
Hold on. Let me unplug them and plug them back in. Y'all keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, it's still happening. It's like an echo to you.
To me.
Well, maybe it's to me too. Either way, work through it.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Yeah. We're live in case you guys didn't know.
yeah, I do hear it.
Yeah. James, you want to chime in?
Oh, well, you know what? Collaboration is really, really a good thing. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've been a hermit for a long time, and it's
Mhm.
one of the reasons why this community has been important to me personally, and I'm grateful for it because
Oh wow.
it's
Thank
been
you,
a
man.
reminder and a lesson. It's taught a lot of lessons about these things, kind of
Mhm.
taken me back to a lot of good things that kind of got lost through ugly things. And it's good to
Ah,
collaborate because you can come up with a lot of wonderful things.
Mhm.
And
yeah.
sometimes it's surprising what you can come up with. Uh, sometimes the challenge of a collaboration, it ends up becoming the biggest and the best part of that collaboration, because what
Mm-hmm.
could seem like at first, like, how am I going to do this?
Yes.
How's this going to
Yeah.
work? Ends up coming
Hmm.
up with something great, and you're like, wow, okay, that some of the greatest pieces of artwork, came from that sort of thing. Some of
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
greatest things in life have come from that, that even if
Yeah.
people didn't expect it to work out, it worked
Hmm.
out, for
Yeah.
whatever the circumstances were, you know.
Yeah. And speaking of Juan and the Travel People podcast, he contributed an idea to one of your instrumentals recently, I think, where you had, and I saw the visual where you had it's like a telescope, like you're looking through a telescope on a cruise ship out at the ocean,
Hmm.
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. That came up because it was a whole other song that I'm working on that's going to be on another album that I'm hoping to have out next month. Um,
Okay.
that I was finishing it up, and the song for the most part was done. It was similar to that "Don't Wake Me," where I'm like, I just put it out there. I'm like, it hasn't been titled yet, haven't done the artwork yet, and Juan chimed in with a thought about the whole thing with looking through a telescope and
Yeah.
somebody on a sailing ship, and he was real specific about it. I thought, okay, let's see what this like. I want to see, I first created a visual for it
Hmm.
based on his description, and that ended up like, okay, this isn't really going to fit the theme for the song I was working on, because I kind of already had something for that song that was
Right.
there. But I'm like, but then what he said created this whole visual. Like, so I had to create this visual because it, like, to me, that's what my mind said. You got to
Yeah.
make a visual for this, because I didn't want, no, I mean, I didn't want to lose the idea. It was one of those moments
Right.
again where
Yeah. You got to go
you're
do it
like,
now.
oh, right. And then that turned into me jumping into my DAW with a synthesizer and just like dropping down a beat. First I had a sample of some congas, like some
Uh-huh.
that just it sounded good. I'm like, all right, all right, all right. Now let me get in. Let me find a good rhythm sound, okay?
Hmm.
And came up with a good drum kit sound. And I
Uh-huh.
liked the way it was, like the kick was hitting. I liked the other facets to it that was there.
Yeah.
And then I got into the rhythm. Next thing you know, I had about a minute and a half worth of a song in the rhythm. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, okay. Um,
Yeah.
so then it went to the bass and so on and so forth. And then I just kept getting into more visuals, and the visual side also helped create the rest of the song.
Okay.
Uh, because it was funny. It was like it just stemmed from the one comment that
Yeah.
Juan made
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That
about an
inspiration
idea for
comes from
title.
anywhere.
Yeah, it's good to be
Right.
inspired
So
by other people.
and I started
Right.
thinking about what he does, with
Uh-huh.
the world. I mean, him and his wife traveling all over the place, doing these,
Yes.
checking these places out. They're right here, up
Yeah.
there in person, living a really wonderful life doing this, helping people
Amazing.
live their dream like that too. And
Yes.
I've seen him on sailing ships. I've seen him on different places, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, uh, I try to put myself into his mind with this, and I like that idea. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
awesome.
and it just
Yeah.
was, and that's what came out because, and part of that was his own background and,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican history. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-huh.
there,
Yeah.
it's just a nice island feel to where you're like laid back and you're feeling good, and and
Absolutely.
it just, yeah.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. And that's why collaboration is important. First and foremost, it just kind of gets you out of your own box sometimes, and it gives you, like my brother said, more exposure. The way I'm looking at our collaboration is, we'll get our audiences familiar with each other. I'm
Right.
coming to your world to do. We're doing, we're creating, but I'm coming over to your world a little bit, and you're coming over
Mm-hmm.
into mine a little bit, and I think it helps both at the end of the day. Would you like to introduce the song before we play it? I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you the honors.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, here's our collaboration together, and with the wonderful title of "We'll Title Later."
We'll
Yeah,
title
there it
later.
is.
Yeah, let's check it out, guys.
Midas, James F. Masters on
You're
the
hearing
beat.
it here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what they say.
First.
Now let me hear you say.
Let me talk to him. You are right, that's what I am. I'm a villain to the bad guy. So allow me to introduce myself. Keep your hands and the hat high.
In fact, I
Go by the name of Midas. I got the golden touch. That's what they calling me. Cause I come through in the clutch. And I'm locked in. Don't clock me, I'm a clock in. Sprinter vans, I'm a hop in. We on the move, no stopping.
I'm focused.
I'm wearing the crown, 24 carats through magic. Bag it up, paper or plastic. The flow is so cold you can catch it.
I'ma get at you.
And I ain't nothing to see that.
Tell me who raised you. The flow will amaze you.
I'm hustling cause I need
As
that.
long as I'm able.
How can I get better? I'm so good. I'm better than I ever been. Well seasoned, I'm a veteran. My aura be like medicine. I don't knock, they just let us in. Prepare the table, we can break bread. Nourishment from a great spread. It's a coin toss, I'ma take heads. Don't wish me good luck, I don't break legs. I'm in the fast lane, I'm about to lap you. Just selling smooth like Matthew. So lend me your ears when I tap you.
Gold bond on my hands if I clap you.
But I prefer to come in peace. Cause love makes the world go round. I'm surrounded by a bunch of G's. Made a purpose be the best thing you ever found. I'm just a king with a special touch. Cause everything I touch wanna turn it gold. And I'm so good. Yeah.
So now it's time to celebrate.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Let's bounce.
This is for the stadium right here.
Come on. Let's bounce. Come on. Let's bounce. Come on. Let's bounce. Come on.
I go by the name of Midas.
Hey.
And I am.
Hey.
Yeah, drop bombs and drop sirens all over that. Yeah, you heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we release this to the world, that's one of the privileges of this platform, especially, hosting. I kind of we give you guys an opportunity to get exclusives before the rest of the world. So let us know what you think. It'll be out soon. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna do it. Move forward with the release. But thank you, Matt. I name dropped my brother in there, selling smooth like Matthew.
That's nice.
Yeah. So shout out to Smooth Sales. Yeah, man. So I mean, it was a good time, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge of songwriting or just having an instrumental, no vocals on it, and just finding my way from start to finish, navigating through it, and for it all to make sense. So I'm thoroughly satisfied with the collaboration.
Yeah. And James, tell me about on your end from a production standpoint, what was your process like creating it, with Midas in mind?
Again, it was thinking about the work he's done with Chairman of the Board,
Right.
which has a classic styled sound for when they emerged from. Okay, I don't want to, they were really Motown, but yet it was that Motown style. You know what I'm saying? Horn section.
Mhm.
At the time I watched some old James Bond movies, so here go like the Goldfinger soundtrack was pumping through my head with the horns. Also, Soulfinger. Remember that song, Soulfinger?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, you did mention
by the
Soulfinger.
Bar-Kays, I think it is. Okay. That song was popped into my head too.
Thank you.
It's just that kind of sound, but also I also had like a quicker house music sound.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what I
also
was
coming out
hearing. I was
of
hearing,
it,
and
which the little quicker beat
I mentioned the
behind it.
Midas when I first heard it. I was hearing some of that Jersey, that Jersey house music sound to it, like well, we call it Jersey Club, but it's the Jersey version of house music
Yeah.
back in like the '80s, and now it's been resurging, in the past like 9 to 12 months. That Jersey sound, that's just like the cadence to it. I can
Yeah.
hear that. I can hear that in the music and in the cadence of his rap. And I was like, oh yeah. Get a little Jersey
Yeah.
club beat to it. I like it.
Yeah. And there's definitely some
It's
certain
it's a
similarities.
tribute.
Right.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
tributes that is in it. I know from my end, it's a lot of tributes. And
Yeah.
I mean, we were all younger when it was a big deal when you had Ice-T and Henry Rollins come together.
Yeah.
Which is really what they did with Body Count originally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that
Right.
was a huge deal because you had a gangster rapper and a punk rocker
Yeah.
come
Right.
together at a time, where it was real chaotic,
Mhm.
in the streets. You know what I mean? Like
Public
it was
Enemy and
chaotic in the
Anthrax.
streets. People,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
So we grew up with those concepts of coming together like that, two opposite ends,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
a lot of things have been done since then with different artists.
Sure.
But yeah, I pay attention to those trends
Yeah.
when it comes to dance music, the different resurgence. There's a lot of throwback stuff going on, a lot of
Yeah.
throwbacks to the 80s and the
Yeah, I
90s
like
right
it.
now. In fact, there's a lot of throwback with a lot of things. It just seems to be, a time that if you're doing it right, you give a little bit of tribute, but also make something that's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that somewhat Outcast, Hey Now,
Hey
would have
ya.
made
Yeah. Yeah.
anything out of itself?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey.
That
Hey ya.
was
Yeah.
that was completely opposite of
Different.
what was hitting at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was,
And their style,
but
it was
it was
opposite from
also
their style.
it was one of those songs that kind of played tribute to some old
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
school stuff from the
Yeah.
past too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Facts.
that's
Facts.
another thing too. We're going through a resurgence of things that happened 100 years ago, and I don't necessarily just mean bad stuff. I mean like from the Roaring '20s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
even some of the music, the genre, uh, some of those influences, the style of clothing, different things. It's back around. We're just at
Yeah.
that period.
Yeah.
So
The bell bottoms will be back soon. The bell
they
bottoms.
honestly never really left.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
never really left. Let's be honest.
I never threw mine away.
Oh gosh.
No, I don't have
Disco
any
never
bell
really
bottoms.
died either.
Yeah.
No.
What's that now?
Disco never really died either.
Oh,
Everybody said it
that's
was dead in
true.
the '80s, but it didn't really die. It just kind of went underground because people were like,
Yeah.
oh, God, they hate us now.
And guess
One
what?
minute, everybody loved
Yeah.
John Travolta and Saturday Night Fever. Next thing you know, they're like,
Yeah.
no, disco's dead.
Yeah. Because they're
We
gonna.
need our
Because you.
Adidas. And,
Yeah. Somebody
you know
gonna
what
throw
I'm
a
saying? Like
disco
it was a
party too.
different,
Some somebody gonna throw a
yeah,
'70s disco party.
it comes
They gonna
back.
just grab their clothes right out the closet.
Everything comes back. Everything comes
Yeah,
back.
man.
Man, I absolutely love the
And then
record.
when you got stuff like,
Go ahead, James. real quick.
Looking forward to
no,
seeing
it's
how
not
you
a
roll it
go
out.
ahead. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
That was it.
Oh, okay. I think James is gonna say so. So Famous is basically saying he's looking forward to the rollout of the
Yeah.
record. It'll be available soon. With no more than 2 weeks, I'd say, ladies and gentlemen. But it's gonna be titled. I guess we're in agreement. We're working this out now. That it's gonna be titled. We'll title later. I think we're gonna just release independently of each other. I'm gonna release on my platform, and he's gonna release on his platform as well. So this is
So
the
make
first
sure you
time.
follow both of these gentlemen so you can download it twice.
Yeah, James F. Masters, y'all.
Streaming
And
on
this is
both
the first-
platforms.
Yeah, so it's an honor to be the first MC to lay some raps on an instrumental of yours, man. I certainly appreciate it.
Oh man, the honor and pleasure is all mine. I mean, come on, you working with a legendary group alongside of your own.
Yes, sir.
The folks that you've interviewed. I mean, you come from a very defined background when it comes to music. And so, yeah, it's definitely an honor on my part to have you come up with something like this and us to work together like this. It's, it's fun. It's fun,
Yeah,
man.
Love to
It's,
see
and
it.
I appreciate it.
yeah, certainly, and likewise, man. I mean, and thank you for being such a faithful member of our community, supporter of our platform, and you yourself. You're making waves and splashes with your creativity, doing your music, your visual art, and again, you were nominated in 2023 for the HMMA. So can continue to push forward, man, and we hope nothing but bigger and better and more success as we both continue to venture down our individual paths. And we may have to do it again sometime, but we're
Yeah,
gonna let this
let's
one
do
marinate.
make a whole project out of it. Call it the best of both
Um,
worlds too.
yeah, see, I know famous will come up with something for somebody to do.
Collision course.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Love you. And just let's see what we got coming up this week, man. Pretty light week. But Brandon and I will be at CCB Bistro and Vine
Hey.
Thursday. Yeah, we got chairman rehearsals this weekend. Got to learn this new song. But CCB Bistro and Vine Thursday if you're in Rock Hill, York, Clover, surrounding areas. That's 5:30 to 8:30.
Hey.
Bistro and Vine. Shout out to Mindy. Shout out to Jamali.
I'm not gonna say nothing out loud, but I owe my wife a
ain't gonna-
dinner. I owe my
Oh, you
wife
gotta
a
come?
dinner. So if we can get a babysitter Thursday, I owe her one. So that might be I might cash it in.
Okay, all right, we're going to see.
I'm gonna be out of town Friday and Saturday in Charleston, and then I have a wedding Monday next week as well. So I owe her dinner. We might do it at CCB if I can get the sitter lined up. Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed.
And thank y'all for hanging in there with us today. There's no feedback going on, but we are live. This is not pre-recorded, so thank y'all for sticking it out. Yeah, James, you got any
Thanks for having
closing
me on,
words?
guys.
Yeah, any closing words before we get out of here?
Just thank you very much for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. This community is great. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week.
Yeah.
And may the good things and the bad things just be a good thing in your life. And no matter what, everything works out for you.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta all things. My mom always quotes Romans 8:28 that all things work together for our good, for the good of those that love Him. But that's all things. That's good things and that's bad things. But as long as they work together for your good, it's gonna be all good.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Spotify. Shout out to Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Facebook. However you saw us today, we appreciate you. Thank you. We'll do it again next.
See you next week.
Stay on the line. We'll say goodbye separately. Peace, y'all.